Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm Choctopus and we are back with more Pokemon Duel in another educational segment, or maybe it's not educational because I am pretty bad at this game, so maybe it's the opposite of educational. But I recently did a video that got a pretty good response of my top 10 figures. I mean, not necessarily the best 10, but my top 10 picks and ones that I play pretty frequently and that I think are super meta right now and just good units to have on teams overall. And I wanted to do another video on my top 10 plate picks, so we're gonna go through some of my favorite plates and some practical uses for them and some tricks and tips in situations that you can use them. So again, this is in no specific order. This is all my opinion, so feel free to let me know in the comments below what you think of the list, and also drop your top 10 down below and let me see it as well. Okay, so first, and again, in no particular order, let's talk about Gold Block. Gold Block, I feel like, is a critical, and I'm a huge hypocrite because, whoops, I didn't have Gold Block for the longest time. But now that I've had Gold Block for a while now, I'm a believer. I understand the practical uses of it. Gold Block can be used, you know, for anything from blocking your goal to setting up a sneaky surround for someone who's, you know, on the verge of stepping on your goal and winning the game, to, you know, just setting up different ways to utilize your Pokemon to block your goal without having to move the nearest Pokemon. So there's a lot of practical uses for Gold Block. Gold Block is a staple. It takes up 2 out of 5, or 2 out of 6, I'm sorry, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I can't count. 2 out of 6 slots, and since they've increased the number of slots you can have, I feel like it's not that many. So I think everyone should at least have Gold Block on their team. Number 2, and I feel like if you watch my videos, then you'll see this one a lot, X-Speed. X-Speed is awesome because we're in a meta that's heavy gold and heavy purple, and you know, if you have strong white attackers, or for example, I really like to use X-Speed on Sceptile because Sceptile is about 50% white and about 25% gold, and the other 25% just roughly blue. So, you know, a level 5 Sceptile can't miss. So if you throw an X-Speed on a Sceptile, then you have basically a 75% gold attack. Going up against someone like Lunala, who has almost half of purple on their wheel and is a very, you know, used Pokemon right now and is, you know, very meta in almost every level of play, you know, you can easily take that Pokemon out. So X-Speed, it turns one of your white attacks to gold. It's random, but, you know, on a Pokemon like Sceptile, paired up with this, where it only has one white attack, you know, it's huge. It's probably one of my favorite combos in the game because it's worked out for me so many times, and I can't say enough good things about X-Speed. And it's only a one slot plate, so give it a try. You know, if you do try it, let me know in the comments below what you think of X-Speed. X-Speed is so slept on, it's not even funny. Alright, next up we have Swap Spot. This is another one that I've used for quite a while, and it's really good for some, you know, for some mind games, because basically you switch 2 Pokemon and then you can afterwards move that Pokemon. I can't tell you how many games, you know, early on in my lower rankings that I've won with Swap Spot and Shuppet, or, you know, now I feel like every Pokemon can move through other Pokemon. You know, that's just it. I feel like it's a common feature for all newer units, you know, especially ghost types, and you know, Swap Spot can really help you set up for some cool surrounds, and you can make a lot of plays with it. You know, if you have Shuppet and then you have a Pokemon behind it, and then they have a Pokemon right in front of you, you can Swap Spot, get the Pokemon that's behind Shuppet, jump over, set up a surround. There's so many practical uses, and I feel like Swap Spot is very underutilized. Also, it's another plate that's only 1 slot. Try it out. You know, if you do, or if you love Swap Spot like I do, let me know what you think of it if you use it. But, you know, I think it pairs up nicely with Ghost-type Pokemon. That might be the most practical use for it, but there's a lot of Pokemon now that can move through other Pokemon. So Swap Spot, another plate, very slept on. Give it a try. Please, I'm begging you. Next, we have Scoop Up. Scoop Up is another good one that's good for some sneaky plays because you can scoop up a Pokemon that... So this can be used either offensively or defensively. You could use Scoop Up defensively if you have a Pokemon that's kind of trapped on the verge of being surrounded. You want to save that Pokemon. You scoop it up, you throw it back out. You can also, you know, scoop up Pokemon and set up surrounds. There's a lot of great uses for Scoop Up. My favorite thing to, my favorite unit to use with Scoop Up is Ludicolo, because I can use Ludicolo to get another Pokemon out on the field, and I'll use Scoop Up, you know, if I have Spiritomb on my team, and I have Ludicolo out on the field because I used it previously to get out another Pokemon, but, you know, I'm sure you guys have seen some of those videos where I'm using Ludicolo and Scoop Up together, but it's another good one, you know, especially if you need to get back to your side of the board in a hurry. Scoop Up is, you know, it's great. Next, we have Double Chance, and I feel like everyone uses Double Chance. There's really not much to say here, but it's a one-slot plate. Sorry, my brain broke for a second. Double Chance, it just gives you the chance to attack again. However, it's a staple. I feel like I have yet to come across someone in my last 50 games who doesn't run Double Chance, but you know, for going up in those risky situations where you really need to land a gold on a purple, I feel like having Double Chance is critical. All right, next we have Max Revive, and I really should not talk about this one because I don't use Max Revive. I really should. Max Revive is a 2-slot plate, and basically you take a Pokemon out of your PC immediately, and you bring it into your bench, and then you can throw it out onto the field. So it's giving you the option to dip into your PC to, you know, utilize those Pokemon. You could only revive one. It's a 2-slot, so it does eat up quite a bit of space. I haven't used it, but I feel like I probably should start using it, so I think I'm going to. But a lot of people do use Max Revive, especially reviving a lot of heavy-hitting Pokemon that, you know, these decks rely on, so it's good to have in your deck, and I should take my own advice here. I probably should take my own advice. Let me know what you think of Max Revive. Drop down in the comments below, but I know a lot of people live by it. I haven't used it, but I think I'm going to. Next up, we have Hurdle Jump. There's really nothing to say about Hurdle Jump, except everyone uses Hurdle Jump at least once. Use Hurdle Jump. Next up, we have Desperate Times, because desperate times call for desperate measures. You choose one of your Pokemon on the field for this turn. If that Pokemon spins an attack between 10 and 50, it deals plus 50 damage. Now, Desperate Times is good. It's a good plate for your earlier evolutions like Rowlet, where you really need to deal a lot of damage to evolve, and then once you start evolving your Pokemon, they become more powerful. But Desperate Times is good for those first evolutions or those first in the evolution line. If you need to deal that extra bit of damage, and you know they only deal like 40, but you need to get a quick evolution in there because you want to get that extra star or you want to get the extra damage boost. That's where I would use Desperate Times. Outside of that, if you have, you know, a deck kind of full of rares and EXs and UXs, I don't think I would use this because there's a lot of, you know, not a lot of Pokemon outside of those rarities deal damage under 50. I feel like it's very uncommon. So pair this up with your earlier evolutions and you will have a great time. All right, next up we have Counterattack, and as all of you know, and if you don't, now you know, Counterattack is my favorite plate in the game. There have been so many clutch times that I used Counterattack because if you have both of your entry points blocked, you get +1 move points. So I can't tell you how many times I've had both of my entry points blocked by the enemy. I've had a 2 MP on the on their entry point, and their goal has been free. I've baited it so many times, and I feel like, you know, it's definitely less in higher play, but it still happens. You'd be surprised how many times it happens. I am the ambassador for Counterattack. I have won so many games with it. Please, it's only a 1-slot plate. Use Counterattack. It's an EX plate, but I feel like it's such a common EX that most people at least have one. That's all you really need. And, you know, if you have a 3 MP Pokemon, it'll make it 4 MP. So if you have a Shuppet or you have a Ghost Pokemon that's 3 MP and you're 4 away and they don't realize that you have it, you can win the game. It's happened. It's like I said, it's wild how many times it happens, and you wouldn't believe it, but it does. I can't say enough good things about this plate, and I feel like no one ever uses it. Why? If you love counterattack, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know there are people out there that appreciates this plate as much as I do. Alright, last but not least, and I actually don't have this plate, so I had to go into the plate shop to look for it. So long throw, move 1 Pokemon from your bench to 1 space away from your entry point. Your turn ends. This is good for getting Pokemon out there if you have entry points blocked, or if you have an entry point blocked and you need to get a Pokemon out there. You know, you could use this to set up surrounds. It basically turns any Pokemon into either Heatran or Empoleon, in the sense where you can, even if your entry point is blocked, you can get your Pokemon out on the point after that. So it's good to set up surrounds. It's good to get out of sticky situations. You know, it's good to, you know, play some defense and block your goal. It's good to play offense. There's a lot of good uses for it. I actually should purchase this. I'm going to wait until I have more gems because, you know, with Mega Mewtwo coming out, I'm saving my gems because I have a feeling it's going to be a big banner. But that's all we got for this video. Those are my top 10 plates. Let me know what yours are in the comments. Let me know which of the 10 I picked are your favorite. And if you have any good plate stories, let me know in the comments. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new here. I have been streaming. I can't talk today. I've been streaming, so make sure you follow my Twitch. I'm losing my voice. You can follow me on social media. Join my Discord channel. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Peace.